Coach StephanieWhite has finally delivered the news Indiana Fever fans have been anxiously waiting for. CaitlinClark is making her return to the court. This confirmation comes amid a whirlwind of injuries that have left the Fever hanging on by a thread. With Sophie Cunningham sidelined and Lexie Hull pushing through with 2 black eyes, the situation had become urgent. But White's update changed everything, signaling a turning point not only for the Fever, but for the WNBA as a whole. The moment Clark steps back onto the floor, the entire landscape shifts. Up until now, the Indiana Fever have been more patchwork than powerhouse. Injuries have decimated their roster, with players like Arie McDonald unavailable and others like Odyssey Sims stepping in as stopgaps. Lexie Hull, despite taking a brutal hit to the face, has continued to play, proving she's tougher than most. But that toughness alone can't keep the team competitive. Coach White has had to simplify strategies, rely on makeshift rotations, and essentially coach like she's MacGyver with a clipboard. Amidst all of that, Clark's return brings more than talent. It brings structure, identity, and hope. It's not that the Fever have been hopeless without her. Kelsey Mitchell's been doing the heavy lifting on offense, and Aaliyah Boston continues to show flashes of dominance. But without Clark's unique ability to stretch defenses and ignite fast-paced ball movement, the offense often looks flat. Her presence warps defenses, opens lanes, and forces opponents into impossible choices. Either guard her from 30 feet and leave the paint vulnerable, or crowd the post and watch her drain logo-range threes. Her return means the Fever can finally stop playing reactive basketball and return to running their actual system. StephanieWhite didn't just mention Clark in passing. She confirmed she's been participating in shoot-arounds, getting back into rhythm, and that her return is no longer hypothetical, it's locked in. That's a massive morale boost for a team on the edge. It's not just about surviving the season anymore. It's about chasing the postseason. Clark gives them that chance. Without her, they might steal a few games. With her, they can make serious noise. Lexie Hull's courage has been inspirational. Her bruised face is basically the Fever's team photo at this point. But courage isn't enough to push a battered team into the playoffs. That's where Clark steps in. StephanieWhite openly admitted the team's margin for error is razor thin. Translation: the team can't afford to wait. And in classic Clark fashion, she's not just coming back. She's coming back with fire. Critics and talking heads have been loud during her absence, suggesting the team might even be better without her or that she can't handle physicality. Yet, somehow ratings have dropped, arena seats have emptied, and national attention has faded during her injury. Funny how that works. ESPN highlight reels are noticeably lacking without her presence. The truth? Clark doesn't just draw crowds. She drives interest, ticket sales, sponsorships, and TV numbers. Even her haters can't help but talk about her. So as Coach White confirmed the timeline, it wasn't just Indiana that took notice. The entire league did. Opposing teams don't just prepare for her, they sell tickets off her name. Her return boosts everyone. The Fever aren't alone in needing her. The WNBA does too. But beyond the marketing engine, her impact on the floor is real. She changes how defenses operate. She forces spacing, moves the ball, and inspires urgency. Her style of play energizes her teammates, sharpens their focus, and lifts their performance. When she's off the floor, the Fever are gutsy but limited. When she's on, they become unpredictable and dangerous. Coach White's acknowledgement that they had to dumb down the playbook without her shows just how integral she is. With Clark back, the complexity can return. So can the wins. The Fever's remaining schedule includes key games that will define their playoff hopes. Every possession matters now. Every rotation decision could swing their fate. Having Clark on the floor during crunch time isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. Let's also talk about the ripple effect in that locker room. Players like Sophie Cunningham have been tone setters, vocal leaders who bring grit and edge. Her absence hurts more than just the rotation. Lexie Hull, playing through pain, is sending a message every time she steps on the court. Now Clark joins that energy and adds leadership of her own. It's easy to forget she's only in her second year. The way she carries herself, the expectations the media weight, it's more than most veterans face. And yet, she thrives in it. When she comes back, she won't just score, she'll galvanize. For her teammates, it's a signal. Reinforcements are here, and the climb isn't impossible. For the fans, it's validation. Fever Nation has been showing up despite the adversity. They've watched the team scrape and claw without their star. Now, with Clark back, it feels like the real season is beginning. No more waiting. No more what-ifs. They've got the firepower. All they need now is the run. And let's not forget how motivated she must be. Sitting out, watching the noise grow louder, hearing doubters chip away at her legacy. It's fuel. Clark's return won't be about easing in or finding her rhythm. She's coming back to silence everyone. She's seen the takes. She knows the stakes. One hot quarter, one explosion of deep threes, and she can flip the entire game script. The playoffs are built on those moments, and she creates them like few others. Matchups matter in the postseason. One spot higher or lower in the standings changes everything. With Clark, the Fever have the kind of punch that can beat higher seeds and surprise contenders. Without her, they're long shot. White understands this, which is why her confirmation of Clark's return wasn't just a medical update. It was a statement. The Fever are ready to fight. And don't underestimate the emotional lift. Clark's return brings noise back to Indiana's home games. The energy shifts. It rattles opponents, fuels the team, and turns regular games into events. The Fever with Clark feel like a storm waiting to happen. The league knows it. Coaches know it. Fans feel it. Even her critics sense it. This isn't just another player getting healthy. It's the face of the franchise re-entering the arena at the most crucial moment of the season. It changes everything. And yes, it's exactly the storyline the WNBA needs. The league has struggled to consistently market multiple stars at once. But with Clark, the interest is organic. Fans follow her. Media follows her. Debate follows her. Love her or hate her, she's the center of gravity. And when she was sidelined, that gravitational pull loosened. Coach White confirming her return reignites all of that. And let's not forget the timing. Injuries are piling up. The Fever have been patching lineups and rotating players like it's musical chairs. Clark's return gives White options, real ones. She can space the floor, rest key players more strategically, and build rotations with intent rather than desperation. Odyssey Sims can go back to being a role player instead of a patch. The pressure on Kelsey Mitchell drops. Aaliyah Boston won't have to force as much. And the bench? They'll finally get more consistent minutes in roles that make sense. With Clark back, there's structure. And there's belief. Because more than anything, this is about belief. Teams can survive on grit for a while, but to win consistently, they need confidence. Clark brings that, not just in herself, but in what's possible. So when White smiled and said she's coming back, it wasn't just about strategy. It was about belief being restored. The Fever are still underdogs, but now they're underdogs with teeth. They're no longer a team hoping for a miracle. They're a team preparing to make one. Clark's return is the turning point the Fever desperately needed, and Hollywood buzzing is here for all of it. The injuries, the setbacks, the doubters, all of it makes the comeback sweeter. Whether you're a diehard fan or just tuning in to see the drama unfold, buckle up. The league just got its biggest name back, and everything is about to get louder.